Okay.
It's the Gift Daniels podcast with Marissa and Tamika.
Look, I'd rather be a gambler than a weedhead.
I walked in, sat down, had to leave, and violently vomited.
I'm not going down that hole. I'm not. Don't even try me. Not today, Satan. Not today. I value my friendship.
You're the cream, and the coffee is life. You bring cream to my life.
Ooh, I'm not sure.
Once a week for an hour. Hello, Marissa.
Oh, hello there.
How's everything?
Fantastical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you excited about our gathering at the beach? I mean, oh, what does it say? What? Pour me some more coffee. Where'd you get that?
Oh, my beautiful friend gave it to me.
Oh, word. You got good.
Yup.
You got a good friend.
She knows I love my Edgar Allan Poe and some coffee.
Holla. So yeah, you excited about our gathering at the beach? We're gonna recreate. Actually, I'll show a picture
From my wish list.
from your wish list. I'll show a picture so that we have. Actually, you know what? I'll show it next week. So I'll do a before and after,
Okay.
side by side. Obviously, it's not going to be as beautiful as that because what's so funny?
You don't know. You don't know. No, I was thinking like, you know that show on Netflix, it's called Nailed It. And they try to recreate like,
God,
like
yeah.
I was thinking like nailed it.
So we're not restaurateurs. We don't have the money that people spend on some of this stuff. We're relying on the weather to be appropriate. The weather is like if we might have a storm, but the sun's going to be out. The other
There
thing,
might be a hurricane, tornado.
right? There might not. And then on top of it, like the beach that we're having it at, like we really should have had it at the beach by you, but you didn't really want to have it out that far. I'm only concerned about them letting people in. At the time we chose, we're hoping that they're no longer collecting fees or whatever like that. But I'm sorry, you can hear the message, right? I can't turn the notification off. I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't get that many emails. But
I don't know how to do it. Watch today of all days.
I know every second, right? But yeah, so we're gonna see how that turns out. Hopefully, it's more than just me and you. And if for the people that don't come, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
I took a left. Okay.
You know the vibes. Anyway, all right. So today's show is called Can't Catch a Break. Basically, we're going to talk about some instances in our life, in our own personal life, and in public life where it seems like shit for people went from bad to worse.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with public people, or you want to start with ourselves?
Public people first.
Okay. So I'm gonna share a screen. The first person I kind of want to let's do ladies first.
Love
So
it.
what?
I said love it.
So what you call it? Christina Applegate. Like for
real?
real,
My Lord.
I feel like she can't catch a break.
Nope.
I feel like she cannot catch a break. Like
No.
I don't know what it is. Like did she have like a breast cancer?
Yep.
Scare.
Didn't she have a mastectomy?
Oh yeah. It wasn't a scare. A scare is
like there might be
bad.
something there.
It's
on your mammo there was a little shade.
Right.
Like no, the machine wasn't calibrated. That's a scare.
So what's after scare? What's the word that comes after scare? Like damn,
yo.
There's not a scare. I don't know, but thoughts and
this bitch had Okay, so hold on. So now she's dealing with
MS.
Hi friends. A few months ago, I was diagnosed with MS. It's been a strange journey, but I've been so supported by people that I know who also have this condition. It's been a tough road, but as we all know, the road keeps going. Unless some asshole blocks it. And that was on 8/10/21 at 2:34 a.m. Christina Applegate tweeted, damn,
Via Twitter. Yeah.
damn,
I know.
damn.
I feel like for real, I feel like she can't catch a break. She
No,
seems like super nice and like seems like everybody likes her.
right?
You know what I mean? It's always them.
You're gonna give this bitch cancer and MS?
That's some whackness, yo. I mean, she has been in our life
Forever.
ever.
Forever.
I think
She started
we
out
are,
as
like,
the
I think she and I are around the same age. Because she might be a couple years older. I don't know. But hey Pico. But you know, Married with Children,
yeah.
all the little movies that she did, and I like that show she has on Netflix, Dead to Me.
Uh-huh. I loved I say this with there's a kindergarten teacher I work with all the time, and we always go, I'm on top of that, Rose. Remember, don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen
I'm on top of
in
that, Rose.
so long. I haven't seen that, yeah. I
Damn.
don't know. It's
Damn.
but I gotta say, she's handling it with, grace.
Yeah.
There's so
Yeah.
many people that they whack.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you just be like, I don't think I've ever said like that's what they get. I might have thought it, but I never said it out loud. Can't help what you think sometimes when it comes across your head. Just like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, like yeah.
she seems like one of the people where it's like, damn. I mean, remember she's Rachel's sister in Friends,
Yes.
just
Which is I really think like her, Reese Witherspoon, and Jennifer Aniston, they do need to make a movie together
right.
as sisters again. Yeah, that's
Why
good.
hasn't that happened? Good idea. Why hasn't that happened?
Now watch, because I said it, in 3 weeks we're gonna have a promo of them as sisters, and like,
You know what?
yeah.
I'm gonna post this on our Instagram. A clip of this. Shout out at Reese Witherspoon. Y'all should make a
At-
movie.
at-
And Marissa needs a finder's fee that she will give 20% to Tamika for posting it on Instagram.
I'll do that. Or a cameo. I'll take a SAG card.
Holler.
Give me
No,
not just a
no.
cameo. I want like a part.
I don't need a part. I could be sitting at the table. I could be the waitress I could be the woman that hires y'all. Why a Black person always gotta be help? I could be the person that hires y'all. I don't want to be the waitress or the, sweeping.
I'll be the nosy Latina neighbor.
Holler. So yes, posting stat. But yeah, it's kind of fucked up. So, thoughts and
Damn.
prayers with Christina Applegate, and I saw with Selma Blair, like she's in like a remission.
Remission.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that they could have remission on MS. That was like brand new information. But it
I
can
thought,
last like a couple of days, a week. It could last a year. Like
Oh, I thought because Montel Williams, doesn't he have MS? And he's talked about remission before.
I don't. He might have, but I didn't pay attention.
Oh, right.
No.
Okay,
But
yeah.
the only person I know of that seemed to have it really bad and like fell off the face of the earth in terms of our seeing her all the time was the woman from the Mickey Mouse Club. What's her name? And Annette Funicello.
Oh, she had
You know?
MS?
Yeah. So,
She's
it
still
seems
with
to be
us?
very debilitating. What?
She's still with us?
I don't think so, but you know what? We shouldn't ask that question ever in life.
Live. I'm so sorry.
In life. So
Thoughts and prayers and that footage. Hello.
I think she's no longer with us though, because she's pretty elderly when she was battling it.
Yeah.
But regardless, thoughts and prayers.
Prayers.
And so okay, so moving on. The next we're gonna take it in a completely polarizing direction, left field. The baby. What a hot mess. So the baby, he performed at one of those best summer festivals, and he basically was telling the crowd like, no, no homo. Now he didn't even say no homo. He was basically like no AIDS, HIV. It's one of those things where like some people like it wasn't that bad. Other people were like what he insinuated. I think what made it worse is like he doubled down on it. He could have just let it go. But then he,
Yeah.
like, straight people, he basically in so many little words, let's normalize straight men as if they aren't the king, quote unquote, kings of the world. Literally, have you seen Afghanistan? So he made it worse, and then he apologized with a whack apology. But his last apology is the one that we have posted right now. You want to read that, Marissa?
Social media moves so fast that people want to demolish you before you even have the opportunity to grow, educate, and learn from your mistakes. As a man who's had to make his own way from very difficult circumstances, having people I know publicly working against me, knowing that what I needed was education on these topics and guidance, has been challenging. I appreciate the many people who come to me with kindness, who reached out to me privately to offer wisdom, education, and resources. That's what I needed, and it was received. I want to apologize to the LGBTQ plus community for the hurtful and triggering comments I made. Again, I apologize for my misinformed comments about HIV/AIDS, and I know education on this is important. Love to all. God bless the baby.
You know what's crazy about this? He deleted it. It's no longer
Really?
social media. Yeah. So I'm like, you can tell this was if you've seen his previous apology,
This was written by someone else,
some
but
PR person, and then he
Yeah.
went and deleted it. So
because it wasn't his words, and it's not his words, it's not his cadence, it's not
Right.
the way he speaks, which
Right.
is fine. Which is fine. Sometimes you need help to say sorry, and that's okay. But are you saying sorry because you got your wallet got hit?
it would
And
be
someone made
better if he just like, I think a good PR would put it in their client's words, not their own, politically correct word.
I have to tell you though, I working in education, not many people are adept to that concept. So
Right.
I think it's you know what, people who can do that need to be paid a little bit extra.
Yeah.
You know, who was it that said that we create the culture, and they were making comments akin to this situation where they were like, you talk about how in society like this happens and that happens, why hasn't it shift or change happened because of this? And they made such a great point using this exact scenario. What they were saying is like, we create the culture, we create, and by we, I mean Wanna Q public, like us, people,
Right.
the buying public. If we're not going to watch them because we don't want to hear these things, people are going to make a change, and you're going to realize people are not going to come out their mouth or out sideways. So when we're talking about being impactful, you have to make sure you stay true to what you feel is impactful. If we feel women's wages need to be the same as men's, stop buying the shit that only men make.
Right.
Really call out these other people.
The only problem with that is that there are so many things that men have made that overpower the female version. Like, we both, menstruate. Like, there's not a female version of a pad.
Well, you have these more mom shops, more organic friendly alternatives and women-owned businesses that are really coming to the forefront for things like that, like menstruation.
I haven't seen it, but if you say so, you're my
Oh,
friend.
for sure.
I know you. But you are into that. You're into the person that lives on 125th and Lenox. You're not thinking organic shit. You're thinking, let me get my quick pack up always at the bodega and pay $7. It's not like it's readily available to everybody.
To everyone. Yeah.
You
Well, see,
live
and that's
on Long Island, you in order, you know, it's just different.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I know that I'm coming with a certain sense of, things that are available to me. I get that. But at the same time, if I keep talking about it and evangelizing about it, women own businesses, especially female minority women own businesses, will be more at the forefront. Like my hair care products, I've created a dramatic shift. Rizzo's Curls, homegirl,
Mhm.
only one that's going to be taking care of my curls from now on, and black owned businesses. That's
Right.
the only hair care products that I'm going to be looking at from now on. So I'm creating, I'm hoping to create a ripple effect.
Right. All right. Good enough for me. Good enough for you. Good enough for we. All right. Moving on to another person who, like, really, bro? Really? That's what you doing?
Yeah, it is.
So this is the thing. This is the thing that I have to say with Governor, soon to be
Don't.
former
Oh,
Governor. What?
I was gonna say I didn't want you to say names yet. I wanted to read the thing and see if people can figure out who was talking about. But okay,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead. No,
So-
no, it's fine.
The thing I want to say about soon to be former Governor Cuomo is that I just feel that he is caught up in the Me Too movement, to be honest. And I don't condone anything that has come out that he said, but like, can we do the same thing for everybody? Like, why we got to be selective?
Keep that same energy. Thank you so much for saying that. Keep that same energy. Yes, yes.
So go ahead and read his apology for a
fully-
portion of it. It's not the whole thing. And this is from USA Today.
I fully support a woman's right to come forward, and I think it should be encouraged in every way, Cuomo said. I now understanding that I acted in a way that made people feel uncomfortable. It was unintentional, and I truly and deeply apologize for it. I feel awful about it, and frankly, I am embarrassed. And that's not easy to say. End quote.
My thing with this is that you and I have both been in situations as females, felt uncomfortable. A man may have touched you on your face, on your shoulder, on your lower back, and you're just like creeped out by it.
Oh my
The
God.
fact
And
that-
then
The fact that they're making someone resign because of that is a step in the right direction. However, I don't want it to be selective.
no, keep that same energy across the board.
Right. Like, I
Period.
mean, I know we don't always talk politics on this, but the thing that Trump has been accused of are far worse, on a whole nother level worse. We're talking.
No, admittingly, grab
Right.
by the
He admitted that shit.
Of course,
And
I
he's
just
been accused of
grab
rape.
my-
He's been accused of rape. He's been accused of violence. Like, and nobody on that side was ever calling for his resignation. It's just, we need to keep that same energy.
across the board.
across the-
Period. Point
I
blank.
mean, Anthony Weiner resigned. Remember him?
Yeah.
And then Spitzer, he was supposed
Yeah.
to be governor, but he got caught with the prostitute. Like,
I mean,
what's his name? Al Franken. He took a picture with a veteran while she was sleeping. He was like behind her. And it was like, he resigned. And they all should have resigned. But that needs to be across the board.
across the board.
Like, Matt Gaetz needs to fucking resign. Bro, you're paying via Cash App or Venmo, whatever the hell, for some 17-year-old to come. Like, what are we doing here? It needs to be across the board. And so, good riddance, Cuomo. The legacy, I don't know if it stops with you. Your father was governor. Your brother is, an anchor on CNN, who I don't feel should be fairly prosecuted. Like, why should somebody else have to pay for their family's misgiving? Can you imagine?
Unfortunately, sometimes that's fallout. Unfortunately, what is that called? Collateral damage.
Right.
I don't agree with it, but that happens in personal life
happens.
too.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it happens in just me and you, just regular,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But I don't know. What do you thought?
I will say this, when it comes to this situation, unfortunately, I feel like you and I have grew up in an era where I would almost say like I don't want to say sexual assault was okay. I'm not talking violent rape or rape. I'm talking like assault where like somebody grabs you, like you're in a nightclub and some dude comes behind you and he's like grabbing your boob or your butt or like trying to like come in and kiss you. I mean assault in those terms. And it's not okay. It was never okay. I never felt safe about it. But it was also one of those like, unfortunately, like if you went to a cop, they'd be like, yeah, you were at a club. What do you think was gonna happen?
Right.
Like, so it's one of those things. So I feel like he also grew up in an era where that was how you threw flowers to someone, like tirando piropos. That's how you threw your flowers. So I'm glad that he acknowledges it. I'm glad that he has taken responsibility for it. I'm glad that he is going to move forward with this. But I'm curious to see, because I feel like he's a very smart person and I feel like he does things in a calculated way. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. And I don't predict in a year, I predict in 2 years, something else is going to come up and I'm curious to see what happens. I don't mean like an allegation. I mean like his career, because I don't think his public career is over.
Oh no,
by any
I was
means.
having this conversation with someone else. I don't know if it was you, because I don't really have that many friends, but I was having a conversation and I said that this mofo is probably going to make more money
Mm-hmm.
not being governor. So many companies are going to use him as an advisor. He's going to sit on the
Mhm.
board of some company. He's
Mm-hmm.
able to do all his investing. Like he's going to have more
Yep.
money than one could even imagine. I mean,
Yeah.
there are so many opportunities for him, and
Yeah.
it's kind of sickening. It's kind of like
It's one of those like he lost, but did he?
right. So, and I didn't realize he was
He
governor
had to quit.
for 10 years.
Did he?
Like
Yeah.
he just seemed to be governor forever, but I wasn't counting. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
So it was time for him to go anyway. Let's move on.
I had
But
a conversation with someone the other day and they said irregardless, and I almost threw up in my mouth.
my God,
And it was one of those like I can't have a conversation with you no more.
yeah,
It's irregardless. And I was like,
I'm not. Don't tell me who it is because
no.
I don't want to. I don't have to deal with that. I don't want to. You don't want to.
I don't wanna.
Crazy. So yeah. Anyway, I think that it's good riddance. He'll be fine. I'm not crying for him. He's a white male in America. He will be fine. And it reminded me though of when we went to Greece. Remember the man that was like touching you? And then,
Accosting me, yeah.
and then it also reminded me of someone else. Thoughts and prayers, rest in pieces. That they used to always touch you.
Yes,
So it was
all the time.
It-
All the time.
and you were uncomfortable by it, but it's like you couldn't say nothing. And all that was before Me Too. And I still think that even after Me Too, it would have continued.
Yeah. I vocalized my displeasure. The person in Greece, so I'll give you the whole story, peoples. We're in Greece and we're renting these like quads. And the renter was this, he had to be 82, a spry 82. And he was like looking at me and I was definitely his type. Well, it started with
Well,
like
he thought he was Greek, probably.
Oh, everyone thought I was Greek. Everybody's like, so where's your family from? I'm like, Puerto Rico. They're like, no, you're from here. Where's your family from? I'm like, Puerto Rico. And they're like, no, you're Mediterranean. Like, you need to ask your parents where they're from. And I'm like, Puerto Rico, Old San Juan. And they're like, no. I'm like, trust me, Ciales, like Puerto Rico. And they're like, no. And it was to the point where they were like, no, you need to go back and ask your family because you're Mediterranean. I'm like, okay.
Right.
So it started out with like the hand on the cheek, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden it went like this, and then he's like this, and he's like hugging me and like arm around me, and he's like touching me, and I'm like, oh my God, I wanted to melt into a pool of lava.
I didn't even
And
notice at first, and then when you were like, I think you gave me a look, and I was like, when I stepped back and I'm watching, I was like, well, can we get on these? Ridiculous.
Didn't even give us a discount, jerk. And then the other person we're talking about would constantly like to say hello to me, would like touch me, like touch my face, caress my face, and like, you know, do the shoulder, like arm shoulder rub thing. And it's like,
I have a
please don't touch
cousin
me.
who's now deceased, and whenever he would hug me, his hand would go down to my butt. And I would be creeped out by it. I'm like,
Like, we're cousins, bro. You saw me as a baby. Ew.
and the thing about it was like, I would always question myself. I'm like, it can't be that because he likes white women. Like he's always been with women. So I was like, it's not that. I'm reading it. Like I'm all of a sudden I'm like,
It's me. It's
yeah,
I'm now.
me. I'm the problem, you know, but I
But
don't know.
funny enough, all the men that I know that like white women for some reason are very much into you, but will not go
I don't
that route.
I don't think so. I don't. I think women there are, I'm not saying that there are not men that are not into me, but I don't think they were all exclusively into white women. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Moving on.
Blech.
Why are you doing that?
No, because I'm just thinking about all the times I've been accosted by the other species, or like even like thank God for COVID, where like now, because before it'd be one of those like, oh, excuse me, sweetheart, and you're like, please
Get
don't
off
touch
me.
me.
Don't even
Like,
come in my, in my little
what-
circle.
And I don't know if it's like a man spreading thing or something like that, but like especially like if I'm online, for some reason a very tall man would end up like pressed against my body, and like you're inching forward and you're like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
When it comes to supermarket, now I love the shopping cart. I never used to use shopping carts. But now I'm like, it can keep a distance. And I'm like, and if somebody's standing behind me,
Mm-hmm.
I will do one of those where I leave the cart there and I'll go on the side of the cart.
Yep.
If they,
1000%.
it's weird. Okay, so the last item I'm going to share, you don't really know too much about him, but it's a basketball player named Dennis Schroeder. So he's what in the NBA they call a journeyman. He's becoming one. So he played for the Atlanta Hawks. He played for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's played for the Lakers recently, and now he just got signed to Boston. Go ahead and read this and then we'll talk about it.
I just saw these two different numbers and I'm blown away. And when you said journeyman, I'm thinking like this is something spiritual, what I'm hoping. Okay, hold on. I'm reading.
No, team to
Sure.
team.
Oh, Schroeder was reportedly offered a 4-year, $84 million extension from the Lakers last season and declined. He'd hoped to find a better offer during free agency this summer. Turns out that was the best offer right there. He couldn't find anything close to it. Now, what he's left with is a 1-year prove-it deal from the Boston Celtics worth $5.9 million. So far below what he'd originally thought his market was, and so far away from the Lakers' offer.
So this guy basically bet on himself. And, I'm a gambler and I know what it feels like to lose.
Yeah.
You go with $200, you come home with $10. That's basically what happened. He put $200 on the crap, he got $10 on the crap table.
Now is there, so I need some background because I need to understand how you went from 84 million to 5.9. Is this one of those, like, is he cocky? Does he have a reputation to not be a team player? Is there other things that go into this?
No, he's one of the seemingly good guys. He's not, on court.
So was he blacklisted? Or
No.
do the Lakers have some
The
sort of like
Lakers-
background?
No, I mean, he could have signed with the Lakers, but he chose to see where he could get more money. The Lakers told him, this is what we're going to give you. And like a lot of athletes, he said, I'm going to test the waters in free agency. And for the most part, most players get more in free agency if they're really, really good, or they get around the same amount. It might be, they might get something in their contract where it's like an opt out or like little conditions.
Yeah,
Um,
but somebody's gonna have to explain to me, how do you go from 84 million to 5.9?
he bet on himself and failed. Like he just, nobody had the money. Nobody had the money to really give him what he wanted, and nobody, the Lakers kind of underperformed last season. Just
Okay.
normally the NBA season is 82 games. This past
Okay.
season, because of the pandemic, it was 72.
Okay.
And the Lakers were being called to go to the finals, and they lost in the first round.
Okay.
So everything, like when they were in the playoffs, all eyes were on him, and he didn't perform the way they expected him to perform. However, the Lakers said, well, we'll offer you a contract anyway. And he felt like he was worth more money. And he found out, no, you really aren't. So now he's, with Boston, he's going to see what he can do there, and hopefully, you know, have a good season where he can bring that money back up.
I was about to say,
There's,
okay,
like, no
so
guarantees on a 1-year
Yeah.
deal. So
yeah, but that might work out in his favor. So
it might,
wow.
but it's like, have you ever bet on yourself and either you won or you failed? Or
No, I'm a scaredy cat and I never try anything.
you bet on yourself before. You can call in vitro betting on yourself.
Oh,
Putting your
I never thought of that.
giving yourself all those drugs, hoping those shots and shit, hoping that you're not poisoning your body, and you're putting your faith
Yeah,
into something else. So it's not necessarily betting on yourself. You bet on your body and your biology. You're betting on
yeah,
your body to receive these drugs and produce the hormones you need to have
right.
your kids, and it worked. You bet on yourself.
There you go.
So it worked.
But other than that, no, I'm a scaredy cat. I never bet
You
on
bet on
myself.
yourself in education.
Yeah, but
Betting on yourself is not just about sports, and like, you bet on yourself when you quit a job. Like, you're gonna find
oh
something
yeah,
else. You know what I
because I will. Yeah. No,
Right.
but see,
That-
but see,
That's
there's
what he
things.
did. He quit a job because
And
he
then,
thought that
yeah.
he would get something else. If you put it down in layman's terms.
All right. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I quit when I was working at Sam Goody with you. I quit that shit. I had no job. I was like,
remember.
if I keep doing this, I'm gonna just stay
I'm
here.
never gonna.
And I just
I
quit. I had
remember.
nothing. I had nothing. And I got a job. But I've done that a couple of times. Like, when I get super frustrated, I'm like, when I quit one of my last jobs where I was a manager, and I was like, this is too, I have to quit. I don't have anything else to fall back on really, but get a part-time job and call it a day. But yeah, I think we all bet on ourselves, obviously not $80 million worth, but if you look at your own life, you can
Yeah.
see the instances where you went out on faith.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think you've bet on yourself a ton. So, you bet on yourself when you married that knucklehead. Sure.
To some I won, to some I lost. Who knows?
Y'all been together for a while, so the bet
Yeah.
seems to be paying off. You got 3 kids.
I got dividends.
You got paid off in dividends. Shout out to your both boo thing.
That's hilarious.
Anyway,
Oh my god.
so that's that. You could.
Oh,
Anything else? Any other instances you can think of where you feel like you can't catch a break, or anything like that,
me personally?
or in life, other people that you've seen, you're like, damn, that motherfucker can't catch a break.
Okay. So listen, don't cry for me, Argentina, but I'm obsessed with this family. I'm obsessed with
No.
homegirl.
Go ahead. You already started.
I still have faith that Kim and Kanye are gonna get back together. But she posted a photo with her and one of her children, and everybody kept commenting that she took her butt fillers out, and I'm like, I don't see it, but okay. But it's like, this bitch just seriously, she can never win.
She's winning every damn day. Like, that is the last person I'm gonna be like, she can't catch a break.
And then hold on, okay, hold on. I have the last one, my last one. So do you think Jennifer Lopez is winning or losing right now?
She's winning when she seems happy.
Yeah.
Like she can't catch a break when a mofo cheats on her.
Okay, so you know how Alex Rodriguez, I think now, like when he was with her, I'm like, oh, he's delicious. He's so smart, dresses so nicely. His skin is even clearer. His fitness routine. Now I'm like, ew, really? So apparently he posted on his socials him next to a Porsche. I hate how people pronounce that Porsche. But it looks like the one that he gave her for her 50th. And he's like, life is sweet, and everybody's making comments like, my man, did homegirl like send you this car back? And he just like hasn't commented on it. And I'm thinking to myself, like, really?
Did he
You
post
so
that
s-
before or after she deleted any memory of him on her Instagram?
After. He really thought he was gonna stay on the socials, on the Instagrams and all the stuffs.
I don't
Like, did he
I don't
really?
know.
He
Did
really thought that he was gonna like have longevity on there. He really thought he was gonna stay.
The whole situation with them is like beyond weird. Like they were about to get married. Okay, number one. Number two, did he cheat on her or not? I don't know. The last time we saw them like huddled up having a good time was the Biden inauguration. Remember
Yeah.
like taking all these flicks and stuff?
Yep.
And so that was this year.
She got
started,
cocky, man.
talk about then and now, how it started, how it's going.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She done completely, like she really moved on. So I'm like, was she,
Oh, she's the queen of moving on. She broke up with him long before they broke up.
but I just don't understand how she just went to Ben Affleck, back to him.
Keeping numbers low? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. It's
He-
she can't be, she has to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
She just, and maybe she really does love him. Like she, even back then and even now, she seems more into him than he does into her. And that is always a failure when it comes to male and female relations. I feel like the man needs to always be more into the woman.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The
I have a
man needs to
cousin-
feel like I can't live without her, because
Okay.
they seem
Okay.
to always have more of a wandering eye. And maybe I'm just being stupid by
Yeah.
saying this, but I just feel like relationships, I don't know. The guy needs to be, in my personal humble opinion, guy needs to always seem to be more into her than her into him. Because
Okay.
I don't know. You're gonna say your cousin what?
I have a cousin who I swear she's more into him than he is into her. He's all about it though. Don't get me wrong. He's all about it. But everything, like she like gushes, like he's the smartest, he's the most amazing, but she gushes in not vocal, like in other things.
Right.
And you always look at it like, damn. But then I'm also like, damn.
I don't trust nobody. I was having this conversation. Man, I keep saying I
She
had a
doesn't-
conversation with somebody. I don't remember who the hell I was having the conversation with. But when you start posting,
No, she doesn't post. She does. She's not one of those.
okay,
It'll be
yeah.
it'll be like she does things like for them. Like it'll be like, I don't know, like let's say Valentine's Day. She'll buy him like 30 cards. I'm exaggerating.
Right.
And maybe 2 or 3 and just gush in the cards how like he is
The king of all kings.
the bee's knees. Exactly. And then, she's like, with him. But outside, like, you'd be like, oh, like, you'd be like, man, my husband's so stupid. He can't fill the dishwasher. And she's like, yeah. And then you're like, first of all, I know your dude can't fill the dishwasher, neither. Like, why are you not commiserating? But she's just like,
Well, see, I don't mind that,
mm-hmm.
but I mind when it's, I don't know. It ain't my business, when it comes to people. Honestly, we're just having a conversation. It really isn't my business how other people run their relationships. But from looking at certain situations, whenever I see that the woman is more into the man and does everything he says, and like he is like the bee's knees, as you say,
And
I just feel like, well, look, is that a happy relationship? I mean, I guess if she's happy, then, but I like, we remember the pictures that we would see of like Lamar and Chloe, where he's like leaning into her. Like
Yeah,
those, when you look at pictures like that, whoever's leaning,
yeah.
like I don't know, for lack of a better word,
He's so stupid. He really fucked up.
he was a drug
She
addict.
was,
I mean, I can't blame him.
yeah, she
He was
was.
a drug addict. I mean, his boy
So,
died of heroin. Oh,
oh,
that guy?
yeah. But still, man, like he done fucked up his relationships. Like
It is what it is.
she ain't winning.
No, she ain't winning. I
She
mean,
ain't winning.
she ain't winning. Neither one of them are winning. Can't catch a break. Talk about can't catch a break. If you want to talk
She-
about a Kardashian that can't catch a break,
She can't catch a break.
it's
But
embarrassing
nothing.
left and right. Every time.
Oh my gosh. And
But-
do you, like I just don't understand, like for real, from relationship to relationship, she just keeps getting embarrassed.
Yeah. But I mean,
Like
hey,
what's
it is what it is.
she's crying in Calabasas.
Yeah. And her big ass $30 million room house.
In my 30
Hard for
square
me.
foot walk-in closet.
It's hard, as you know, I sit on a very hard surface. Crying. Okay. So anyway,
I have a story. So I have one of my boys has crushed on this girl for a long time. And they're on the same team together. It's a co-ed football team. They're on the same team together. And the girl he's crushing on has a sister, and she's a twin. And they're all on this team together. And
but she's
he's
a runner,
talking-
she's a track star. What'd you say?
they're on the same flag football team together.
Okay.
So she's a twin, right? And I was like,
Twin.
Poppy, how was it? I'm like he's like, they're not boyfriend, girlfriend. He's little, but he's just been crushing her forever. And it's, like it comes and goes, but she's been like, if he doesn't have a crush on her, you don't have a crush on nobody. And then he has a crush on anyway. So I was like, oh, hey, Poppy, so how is it to be like on the same team as homegirl? And he's like, oh, it's fine. And I was like, do you feel a certain kind of way? Because I know your sister's on there too. And, and he's like, no, I'm fine. And then his brother goes, her sister's really annoying. And he goes, now imagine the love of your life, and that's her sister. And I look back at them and I'm like, love of your life? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm thinking to myself, like, he's into her. Like, he's for real into her. And I just can't even like
And tell
can you-
everybody how old he is so that get
he's
context.
9. He's 9. But the whole like when he pulled, like he's like, now imagine that's the love of your life, and then that's her sister. Just like the way he said it, I'm like, you're really into this chick. Can you imagine having somebody into you like that?
No. Must be
I
nice.
don't know, man. To
9-year-old.
be 9. To be 9.
Wow. I still remember that age. I was in love with Jonathan Macaluso.
And what about him was like,
I don't.
it.
So I think I fell in love because I was playing with my pen. Remember in school where you had to fill in a circle for the scan, whatever, like your
oh, the
test.
Scantrons, yeah.
Yeah, Scantron. So I was playing with my pencil, and the pencil got stuck, sticking out.
Oh,
And then I showed my teacher, and she was like, "Go to the sink," and pulled it out. When I pulled it out, all the blood gushed out. And so I had to go to the nurse, and the nurse like put some alcohol, but you can't put a Band-Aid there. It's like the worst location.
and she gave you ice pack.
I don't even remember ice. I don't think they had ice packs back then. I'm old as Methuselah. So I came back to the room, and we're all, we're sitting there or whatever. And he came over and kneeled down at my desk. He was like, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" I said, "No." From that moment on, I was like, I love him. I've never run into him. I think he still lives in Huntington. I have never run into him unless I have, and he doesn't look the same.
I
But
don't, I'm not trying to be fucked up or nothing. That's like the most beautiful story ever. But it's the whole like, when you're like, and that's on trauma. Like the one time that somebody showed you like a monicum of kindness, you're like, I love him.
exactly, I was like, oh my God, he cares. He wants to know how I'm doing. Am I okay?
Oh my God.
Crazy. I used to write, like, in the book and stuff. Like you write,
Mhm.
like, Tamika and T and J. Like I wouldn't put out his name, or sometimes Tamika loved Jonathan, Jonathan loves Tamika, all on your notebooks and shit. It's ridiculous. And he had no clue. I'm calling myself dating him, and I'm like, he has no clue. And then like when he got a girlfriend, like, you know, when you get older and it's like, the hell? Then I moved to Maryland. So
Oh
there you
my
go.
God.
Anyway,
I remember once in high school, this boy had a crush on me, but this girl had a crush on. First of all, I didn't even know who this dude was, and this girl just started being mean to me out of no reason. She started calling me a whore, and like it was in the hallway. At first, I'm like, who is she talking to? I'm like, this is weird.
right.
And like she would like turn around, like she'd be in front of me in the stairs, and you know how like you have the same schedule, so it's like the same people walking, and she'd be like, oh, such a whore, and I'm like, mind you, I'm in ninth grade, and I'm like, that's really weird. I wonder who she don't like. And then first of all, I didn't even know this girl's name. So like I'm asking, and they're like, oh, she's talking to you. And I'm like, this chick I don't know is talking to me. Like, why? And they're like, oh, because such and such has a crush on you. And I'm like, who's that? And they're like, what? I'm like, I don't know who these people are. Why does she not like? I don't know who this kid is.
Right.
And I'm like, you're gonna have to point him out, because if she gonna hate me, he better be cute. And then they pointed him out, and I was like, oh girl, there's no competition. Enjoy that. Like
It was over from there.
but she hated me the whole high school. And I'm like, first of all, we never had a class together. We didn't have the same
He,
friend group.
he
Like,
hated the thought of you.
oh yeah, for sure.
Can't
And
hate
it's just
somebody
so,
you don't know.
but it made me realize how, like, you know how sometimes like you be liking somebody from afar and you're like putting it out to the universe, like it's gonna happen.
Right.
And the other person is just like,
No, it's not.
who are you again?
Exactly.
It's a Michael McDonald. What a fool believes.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Just made me think of it. And then, but then ever since, nobody's had a crush on me, so that's okay.
People might have had a crush, but not, you may not have realized they had a crush. Feel me?
I feel you.
Feel me? All right, so we're gonna take a minute to transition to
It's time for Tamika's thoughts.
for about 15 years or so, I felt like I was too old and over the hill. I can't lie. At 47, I sometimes still feel that way. But there are often moments that I feel, and well, I'm sure most people feel, that they have so much more living to do. For the first time in so long, I have dreams again. I can envision a future that doesn't look like me hunched over at 50, being assisted by a nurse. I can see trips around the world. I can see my niece, nephew, and godchildren becoming adults. I can see love. I can see working at a job I enjoy for more than 2 years. But most of all, I can see life. If the COVID epidemic has taught me anything, it's that life is too short. Did you see those Afghan citizens clinging to the US Air Force plane, hoping to flee what they know will be immediate doom and oppression? How can I sit in sadness and despair, knowing that I live in a country that may have faults, but still allows me to express my thoughts and live out my dreams? I can't. So as we close out this week's show, I ask that you take a moment and soak in life, and then tell someone that you love and appreciate them. Be great, y'all. Marissa, I love you. I appreciate you. I pray that you achieve and get everything you want in life, that you get this degree, this next degree, and
This next degree, homie.
live
I
life.
loved your thoughts this week. Sit in gratitude. I appreciate it. I love it, and I'm grateful for it.
Holler.
As I am grateful for you.
That's what I'm talking about. So where can they
Hey,
get? What are you gonna say?
I was gonna ask you.
Oh,
You can catch us at Yup Yeah Yes 18 on Instagram and Twitter, the Yup Yeah Yes podcast on Facebook. Any smart speaker, all you have to say is said device. Please play the Yup Yeah Yes podcast. Like, subscribe, follow at me booze,
holler. All right, y'all. Let's catch
and
you.
be best.
God. All right, y'all. On that note, stop
Be
clinging to
best.
people, stop harassing people, keep the distance, cover your mouth,
Don't touch women
don't
or
touch,
men or whoever, however they identify.
don't make homophobic remarks, continue to bet on yourself,
Yeah,
and love
even if you
everyone.
lose,
Yeah,
you still win.
you're gonna get the bag eventually. You're gonna get-
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Love you. Mean it.
Love you. Mean it.